Shalom and welcome to my channel. I am J. Allen Bennett and this is The Chosen on the Spectrum Analysis, where I deep dive into the series The Chosen from an autistic perspective. In this episode, or this scene, we are introduced to Matthew. And it may not come as too much of a surprise that Matthew happens to be my most beloved character on the show. Because I find that this actor, Paris Patel, does an extraordinary job at displaying the autistic experience as I have experienced it myself. He's very subtle in his mannerisms and how he displays his autism. It's not an extravagant display of autism as we often get in a lot of different series or movies. Like the character Rain Man was considered Asperger's or autistic on the spectrum, even though it turned out that the guy that played the guy that the character Rain Man was based off of, he actually was not autistic. It was later learned, and that he had something else going on with his brain. The movie, and I usually do like people who are coded as autistic, such as people like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. A lot of people don't like his portrayal, even though the series creators will tell you that he's not actually autistic, but a lot of people will argue that he is coded as autistic. Personally, I like the character Sheldon Cooper. I do not consider myself to be as intelligent as that character is portrayed as, but I've always enjoyed the characters that are displayed as a savant-like quality to them. Even though I don't consider myself to be intelligent, I do have a certain intelligence, but my intelligence is very broad, and I generally have a little bit of knowledge in a multitude of different things and subjects, but I end up getting burnt out quickly on all the subjects that I enjoy, and so I bounce around a lot, and I only learn a little bit about pretty much everything. So in a way, I am intelligent, but most people probably think that I'm ignorant on all subjects in the world because I have very little knowledge of any one specific thing. Except maybe the Bible. You could say that I have a pretty good extensive knowledge of the Bible, but I think even experts on the Bible would probably say that I'm lacking severely, even in that area, because I just jump around to so many different subjects. I'm not somebody that is an expert in any one thing. So I would not call myself a savant in any way, but I do enjoy the savant character as it's portrayed in media. And coded autistic individuals, I think you could say that Sherlock, some people argue that Sherlock is coded as being on the spectrum, but I'm pretty sure people have said that. The Sherlock from the series, the show Sherlock, and maybe even Sherlock Holmes in general. Some people might argue that he is something, I don't know what, but he's different. And I like that character, Sherlock Holmes, and all of his different portrayals. Also like Spock from Star Trek and Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Any character that portrays uh, a heavy amount of intelligence and is a little quirky and different in some way or another. Those are the characters that always resonate. That always resonate with me, and I always gravitate towards characters like that. But this character here, he's different in that he's very subtle, and I like that. I find that his mannerisms, how Paris Patel portrays autism, is just brilliant. I think he does. I think Paris Patel just does an extraordinary job at displaying autism. I feel like he's actually, I feel like he's studied me because I realized when I first started realizing that I may be on the spectrum, I lost a lot of my masking and I started out in public. I felt like there was a character that I was reminding myself of. And it took me a moment to figure out who it was because I hadn't watched the show in a very long time during that period of my life, but I realized that a lot of the mannerisms I was showing out in public were very much like how Paris Patel, portrays autistic quirks. There's just a subtle twitchiness about him, and I seem to do the same thing in that I'm a little anxious, a little twitchy out in public. Even though I wouldn't say that I'm scared of people. I just, for some reason, I just have these, this stimming quality in how I move about my neck and things. It just remind me of this character a lot. And so I really enjoy him and everything. I enjoy his aesthetic, even though I generally wear dark clothes. I would probably wear this. I love the embroidery. I love his accessories. His whole style is just simple and elegant. I'm not usually a fashion nerd or anything, but I know what I like, and I like his style. Everything that he does. Pretty much everything that he does. You notice in this scene he's covering his nose even though nobody else around him is doing that because people who are on the spectrum generally have some kind of sensory are highly sensitive to their environment. Not necessarily smell, but it depends on the person. Everybody who's autistic is autistic in their own way. Some people don't have problems with one sensory issue, but another sensory issue could be extreme. And so that seems to be being portrayed here, that he has sensory issues with smell. And which is interesting that it wears perfume we see later on. So we open with his lamp. This is just the way his room is set up, his housing, where he lives. It's very elegant. I love this lamp. I'm very much into steampunk style, and I would love to have a home that has lamps hanging like this. Although I'm a bit clumsy, and I don't know if it would be safe for me to actually have that in my home because I might knock it down and start a fire because like many autistic individuals, I suffer from dyspraxia. I can be very clumsy at times. You wouldn't want to see me driving in a car because I'm a terrible driver. I've tried driving for many years and it just doesn't work for me because I just have no hand-eye coordination whatsoever. But this scene here, this lamp, made me think of the verse from Psalms 119:105. So this verse, Ner le raglai devoreka the order, and nativity. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And this verse has pretty much nothing to do with the scene, but that lamp just made me think of that verse, so I wanted to share it. Ner leraglai, so ner lamp, leraglai, to my feet. When you see the yod at the end, that means my. Ner leraglai, devareka. I like that word, but sometimes it's hard to get it out of my tongue. Devareka is your word. You see that cough at the end? That means your. Devar is word. And devar also means thing, because Jehovah speaks his word and things come into existence. So devar means both word and thing. You can see here. Devar means speech, word, speaking, thing. And we know from John chapter 1 that the Word was with Elohim and the Word was Elohim. And everything that was created through the Word. Nothing that has been created without the Word. So everything is the Word. Scripture is the Word, and so Scripture is a light to our feet. But also we can see Jehovah's Word in everything. So everything around us we should pay attention to, because everything is Word. Word is thing. Thing is Word. So everything that has been created is Jehovah speaking to us. It's a light to our feet, a lamp to our feet, and a light to our path. So this is light, that order, and light to my path. You see that yod on the end, so the nativity, le, to, when you have that prefix in the mid, it means to, and nativity, to my path. To my path. Nativ, it means trodden with the feet, path, pathway. Nativ. Sounds like nativity, but it has nothing to do with nativity from what I understand. Nativity is a Latin word, and this nativity doesn't come from this nativity that we see here. Neti, that's ne, nun, ti, va, ti, so it sounds exactly like that word nativity from the Christmas, the birth of Jesus. But this nativity has nothing to do with that word. From what from any of my research, anyways, I'm pretty sure that I'm right on that. But that's that verse. So your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Back to the episode. So, like I was saying, I love his aesthetic. I love his the craftsmanship. It's very simple and elegant. I would love to live in a home like this, with this style. I would sleep on that. I wonder if that's his bed or if he has a larger bed, because it seems a little cramped, but I would sleep on that. That's a lovely bed. Did we go on? And these mirrors that they have, even the wealthy have. Instead of having mirrors like we have today, they have just polished brass. I would say that's brass or copper. It's even if you're wealthy, you don't have the glass like we have today, it seems. But that's really nice. Everything about this home is incredible. And he's putting on perfume, which, like I said, I find that interesting as a autistic person. You often have sensitivities to external environment. So I wonder if some perfumes would bother him like they do with me. I don't like wearing cologne or any chemicals, but back then it probably was a lot safer. Perfumes were probably made better quality than what we have today with all the chemicals that we have in our stuff. This door here, though, this is a little gaudy to me. I don't feel like he would. I don't think this was a good choice for him. There's just too much going on here. Usually, Matthew has a simpler, more elegant taste than this. It just seems very gaudy to me, and it's a little too much. I don't think Matthew would have had a door like that. I think it's just too much. But yep, basically all I have to say about this scene. I'm not going to go into his meeting with the guy that he employed. I don't really enjoy all the talk of dung, and it goes into some toilet humor later on in the scene, and he steps into some dung, which I find rather distressing. I don't know if that was meant to be humorous or if it was actually meant to be distressing, but I found it to be distressing. I didn't like seeing him step into the dung. It just made me feel uncomfortable. So that's all I have to say about the scene. So shalom, shalom.